Listen carefully. If you go into Costco today and buy the viral, highly processed items everyone else is hoarding, you are actively harming your family's health and wasting your hard-earned money. For 7 years, I have studied supermarket buying habits, observing what the masses panic, buy, and what actually remains untouched. The food industry pushes inflammatory, industrial products disguised as food, back in early 2020, while crowds mindlessly cleared out toxic frozen pizzas. Top-tier essentials were ignored. Now, a massive supply chain shift is approaching. This March, Costco is removing 11 critical, life-saving items from circulation. I will walk you through every single one. You must pay attention because once the public catches on, these shelves will be entirely empty. To protect your health and your wallet before the March deadline, you need to understand exactly what to buy and what to avoid. The first item on this essential stockpile list will likely leave you completely shocked. Walk directly to the baking aisle and locate the Kirkland Signature organic coconut oil. This comes in a massive 84-ounce tub for around $19. Do not dismiss this as a trendy baking alternative. The cooking oil aisle in any supermarket is a minefield of toxic, inflammatory products. Typical options like canola, vegetable, soybean, and sunflower oils are highly processed seed oils, extracted using harsh chemical solvents. They oxidize rapidly in your body, driving massive cellular inflammation. You must avoid those at all costs. Instead, make the swap to organic coconut oil. It is one of the most stable, clean fats available today. Because it is highly saturated, it remains solid at room temperature and does not go rancid like cheap liquid seed oils. Unopened, it boasts a shelf life of 2 to 3 years. During a severe heat wave last summer, my neighborhood lost power for 4 days. While my expensive grass-fed butter spoiled, this tub sat safely in my pantry. I used it for everything: cooking eggs, sautéing vegetables, and even as a chemical-free skin moisturizer. Costco is pulling this massive tub in March due to severe supplier issues. Grab at least 2 tubs immediately. The second item you absolutely must secure before March is the Kirkland Signature Organic Quinoa, available in a 4 and a half-pound bag for around $10. Many believe quinoa is just overpriced, fake healthy nonsense pushed by celebrities, but that is a massive misconception. Most families stockpile massive bags of bleached white rice and refined wheat pasta, which are simple carbohydrates that aggressively spike your blood sugar. Quinoa operates on a completely different biological mechanism. It is a complete protein containing all 9 essential amino acids that your human body cannot produce on its own. If you are preparing for hard times, quinoa is the only carbohydrate that sustains cellular repair without requiring expensive meat. Last winter, to stretch our clean food budget, I cooked this organic quinoa 3 times a week, mixing it with canned beans and frozen vegetables. I fed a family of 4 a profoundly nutritious dinner for under $4 total. It is that simple to prepare. Use 2 cups of water for every cup of quinoa. Boil and simmer for 15 minutes. $10 for over 4 pounds of organic. Complete protein is the cheapest way to feed your family. Buy 3 bags before Costco changes suppliers. Moving right along. The third critical item is the Kirkland Signature Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oil. This massive 2-liter bottle runs about $15. Skeptics might think olive oil is obvious, but up to 70% of grocery store olive oil sold in the United States is secretly diluted with cheap, toxic seed oils. You often pay premium prices for inflammatory garbage. Real extra virgin olive oil, however, contains massive amounts of natural phenolic compounds with profound anti-inflammatory properties. Costco's Kirkland Organic version is one of the few mass-market brands that consistently passes independent chemical testing as 100% legitimate. The supply chain for this specific olive oil is shorter and cleaner than almost any other major retailer. I recently opened a bottle from 3 years ago, and the taste remained perfectly peppery with absolutely no rancid smell, kept in a dark, cool cabinet unopened. It easily lasts 3 to 4 years. During a griddle-down scenario, you can use this pure olive oil in a makeshift emergency lamp by soaking a cotton wick in a small dish. Costco is pulling this incredible 2-liter bottle in March due to severe European tariff escalations. Grab 2 bottles now. The fourth item might sound incredibly boring, but it is absolute nutritional gold: Kirkland Signature organic black beans, packaged in an 8-can pack for about $9. Canned beans are the most criminally underrated stockpile item on the planet. Grocery aisles are flooded with highly processed, plant-based meats packed with artificial flavors and inflammatory oils. You must avoid those entirely. Instead, look at these incredibly clean organic black beans. A single can delivers 15 grams of pure plant protein and 15 grams of dietary fiber. Fiber feeds your gut microbiome, which controls your immune system. During periods of high financial or physical stress, these beans keep your body running smoothly. The shelf life easily spans 3 to 5 years. I maintain a rotating stock of 30 cans on a heavy-duty shelf, pulling the oldest to the front every 3 months and replacing them with fresh ones, ensuring nothing ever expires. Last year, during a catastrophic ice storm that knocked out our power for 5 freezing days, I made a massive pot of black bean chili on a tiny camping stove. That single $3 pot fed my family for 2 full days. Costco is discontinuing this exact 8-pack in March for a smaller 6-pack format. Buy 4. Item number 5 is the Kirkland Signature organic peanut butter. This comes as a heavy twin pack, giving you 2 massive 28-ounce jars for around $12. If you still buy conventional name brand peanut butter, stop immediately. Those jars are loaded with hydrogenated vegetable oils, toxic palm oil, and refined white sugar. They are inflammatory chemical compounds actively harming your health. This Kirkland organic version contains exactly 2 ingredients: organic dry roasted peanuts and a pinch of sea salt. Peanut butter is an incredibly calorie-dense survival food that almost everyone massively undervalues. Just 2 tablespoons contain 200 calories, 8 grams of clean protein, and 16 grams of healthy, sustaining fat. Your body desperately needs fat for proper brain function and the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. In any long-term food shortage, clean dietary fat is the very first macronutrient families run out of. Unopened, these glass jars easily last a full year in a dark pantry. During a winter blizzard 3 years ago, my family was completely snowed in for 10 days with no power. I survived by eating this dense, clean, organic peanut butter, which gave me sustained energy for shoveling snow. Costco is permanently pulling this twin pack in March due to a packaging overhaul. Number 6 is the Kirkland Signature organic chia seeds. This heavy 2-pound bag sits quietly on the shelf for around $13. Despite being marketed as an overpriced gimmick, this bag is one of the most nutrient-dense clean foods you could possibly store. Just 1 ounce contains a staggering 11 grams of dietary fiber, 4 grams of clean plant protein, and 9 grams of healthy fat. They are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, an anti-inflammatory nutrient most Americans dangerously lack. The most proven fact about chia seeds that preppers ignore is their ability to absorb up to 12 times their physical weight in liquid. When consumed with water, they rapidly expand in your stomach, creating a natural physical fullness that keeps you intensely satiated for hours. You can effectively stretch inexpensive meals and drastically reduce hunger cravings. The shelf life is a jaw, dropping 4 to 5 years if stored in a cool, sealed glass container. I drop 2 tablespoons directly into my hot oatmeal or fruit smoothies every morning. You can even use these seeds as a brilliant, shelf-stable egg substitute in baking recipes. Costco is quietly discontinuing this exact 2-pound bag in March to consolidate suppliers. Grab 3 bags immediately for a year's worth of fiber. Let US move to item number 7, the Kirkland Signature Organic Chicken Broth. You are looking for the heavy carton pack containing 6 massive 32-ounce cartons for around $12. Organic bone broth and chicken broth are absolute survival gold. Endless rows of canned soups are pumped full of inflammatory MSG, hidden yeast extracts, and processed seed oils. Avoid those entirely real. Organic chicken broth is fundamentally different. It provides pure, clean hydration, combined with critical cellular nutrition. While water keeps your organs functioning, pure broth actively replenishes depleted sodium and easily digestible proteins. When you are severely sick or shivering in freezing weather during a grid failure, your body rejects complex meals. Liquid broth is infinitely easier for your compromised digestive system to process, physically warming your core temperature from the inside out. The shelf life on these cartons is incredibly reliable, lasting about 2 full years unopened in a dark pantry. When my wife contracted a vicious flu and could not keep solid food down, this hot broth with a little white rice was the only nourishment her body accepted. $12 for 6 massive cartons breaks down to under $2 per carton. Costco is pulling this 6-pack in March. Buy 2. Number 8 is an absolute staple, the Kirkland Signature Organic Rolled Oats. This massive 10-pound bag sits on the bottom shelf and costs about $12. Organic rolled oats are one of the absolute cheapest, longest lasting, and versatile whole foods you can store. Most boxed cereal is made of extruded, highly processed grains loaded with inflammatory seed oils. Organic rolled oats, however, are a genuine, unrefined whole grain with the natural bran and germ completely intact, delivering massive dietary fiber and bioavailable plant protein. One serving floods your system with 5 grams of clean protein and keeps blood sugar perfectly stable. The basic shelf life is 1 to 2 years, but if you seal these oats inside a food-grade bucket with an oxygen absorber, they will flawlessly last 10 to 30 years without losing nutritional integrity. You can throw these raw oats directly into a blender to grind them into a clean, gluten-friendly oat flour for pancakes and muffins. Last year, during a painfully tight budget month, I made hot oatmeal every single day with cinnamon, honey, and peanut butter for roughly 30 cents per a sieve meal. Costco is deliberately discontinuing this 10-pound bag in March for a smaller package size. Buy 3 bags. Item number 9 is the Kirkland Signature Organic Applesauce, which comes in a flat containing 24 individual cups for around $11. If you dismiss this as sugary baby food, you need to reset your expectations. During emergencies, fresh organic fruit is the very first thing you sacrifice because it spoils incredibly fast. Applesauce solves this logistical nightmare. Conventional canned fruits are bleached and submerged in high-fructose corn syrup and chemical preservatives. This organic Kirkland applesauce is clean, containing just pure organic apples and natural vitamin C. These individual cups boast a rock-solid shelf life of about 18 months. Furthermore, applesauce is an incredibly powerful morale food. When a disaster hits and you are forced to eat cheap rice and beans for the 10th consecutive evening, the agonizing monotony of bland food will destroy your family's mental state. Having immediate access to something naturally sweet provides a massive psychological boost. During a miserable 2-week power outage, breaking into our stash of organic applesauce completely shifted my kids' moods. It is also a secret weapon as a clean baking ingredient, substituting expensive butter at a 1-to-1 ratio. Costco is yanking this 24-pack in March due to a massive supplier transition. Grab 2 flats. Let US transition to item number 10. The Kirkland Signature Organic Tomato Sauce. Look for the heavy 12-pack or 15-ounce cans running for about $9. Tomato sauce is undeniably one of the most powerful, versatile cooking bases you can store and it essentially lasts forever. Be incredibly careful though. Conventional jarred pasta sauces are heavily diluted with toxic soybean oil and loaded with massive amounts of refined cane sugar. This Kirkland organic tomato sauce is pure, clean, organic tomatoes and a touch of sea salt, canned at the peak of freshness. It boasts an incredible shelf life of 3 to 5 years. The brilliant nutritional science here is that this pure sauce is loaded with lycopene, a highly potent antioxidant that aggressively supports human immune function. The intense thermal process of cooking and canning actually breaks down plant cell walls, drastically increasing the bioavailability of the lycopene. You can use this clean sauce as a cheap base for massive pots of pasta, hearty chili, thick stews, and homemade pizza. During a severe budget crunch, I fed my family for 3 consecutive days using just 1 can of this clean tomato sauce, organic beans, and ground beef. $9 for 12 cans is a steal. Buy 2 flats. Finally, we have reached item number 11, the Kirkland Signature Organic Maple Syrup. This massive, heavy 1-liter jug sells for around $16. Real pure organic maple syrup is not just a sticky topping. It is a highly robust, totally shelf-stable, naturally occurring sweetener that absolutely never goes bad. Over a decade. It might slightly crystallize, but simply heating the jug in a warm water bath dissolves it right back into a perfect liquid. Conversely, cheap generic pancake syrups are just massive vats of high fructose corn syrup dyed with artificial colors. They possess zero nutritional value and drastically spike your insulin. Real organic maple syrup is pure, clean caloric energy. 1 single tablespoon delivers 52 clean calories and 13 grams of easily digestible carbohydrates. If you are surviving in freezing winter temperatures or severely rationing your food supply, real maple syrup gives your body a massive rapid energy boost without the devastating crash of processed sugar. You can use it as a daily sweetener for oatmeal, coffee, teas, and baked goods. In a desperate grid-down scenario, mixing a spoon of this pure syrup with sea salt into clean water creates an effective hydration drink. Costco is urgently pulling this massive jug in March. Buy it now. You now possess the exact unfiltered knowledge of the 11 critical items that are mathematically cheaper, exponentially easier to store, and will actually be available and clean when the next massive supply chain failure inevitably hits. These are the exact unglamorous items that the mindless crowds walk right past every single day because they simply do not look exciting or trendy on modern social media platforms. That is exactly why this strategic approach works perfectly for those who are truly awake and prepared. Carefully evaluate your pantry today and take immediate action to secure your household's overall nutrition and financial stability before these crucial products disappear forever.